If you are a teacher who works full-time and everybody keeps telling you that you have to start creating content, you have to build your personal brand, you are gonna be late, and you understand everything, but you just don't have time because you work a lot, then this video is for you. Hey, my name is Roda and I am an ex-English teacher content creator. I was able to grow my audience of 600,000 followers on Instagram and TikTok, and currently I'm helping other teachers repeat the same success. When I first started creating content, I would do everything on the same day. I would create ideas, I would film, I would edit, I would post. Everything was happening on the same day. And honestly, after a month of doing that, I burned out. I really never wanted to go back to this content creation process, to the whole thing, because I really got fed up. I was tired because I had some other stuff to do. But then one day I decided to attend this one event, which was dedicated to content creation, and I met my fellow content creator teacher. She was also an English teacher content creator, and she had more followers than me. So we were talking about these techniques and strategies we use in content creation, and she shared something that really changed my mind. She basically talked about how she organizes her content and how she films, edits, and etc. And she told me that she never does everything on the same day. Her idea was very inspiring for me, so then I came back and decided to tweak her strategy to adjust something to my own style, and then I ended up having my own framework. The framework I'm gonna teach you guys today in this video. So basically the framework is called CCC, and it helps you organize your content creation, and it helps you follow the schedule, stick to consistency even when you are too busy and have other priorities in life. The framework CCC stands for Capture, Create, and Complete. And I'm gonna take you to a step-by-step process of organizing your content. So the first C of the CCC framework is capture. Capture is something I basically do every day, and it usually takes me 10 to 15 minutes, sometimes even less. And capture basically is about writing down all the thoughts, all the insights, observations that I get during the day. Things like questions your students ask, any insights you get during the day, for example, when you're cooking or when you're taking a shower or when you are teaching someone something and an idea comes to your mind. That is what capture is. Me personally, I use my notes app to capture all the insights, all the observations I get during the day. Before going to sleep, I usually take 10 to 15 minutes a day in order to write down all the things that I have in mind. Everything I have, I just put down into my notes app and I just forget about it. I also try to fix all my insights whenever I get them. For example, if I'm having a class with a student, then a student asks me a very interesting question. After the class is completed, I usually take out my notes app and then I write down the question that the student asked. If you don't use notes, then you can use any other platform application that you usually use to fix your ideas in. For me, notes or Telegram saved folder are the best. So when I keep all these insights during the week and then I check my notes on Saturdays or Sundays, I notice that I have about 25 to 30 insights that I can use for my content. And the best part is I am not forcing myself to be creative. I'm not forcing myself to create those ideas. I'm not pushing them. The ideas are coming themselves. In fact, our creativity works in a way that when we try to force the ideas, they never come. Because our creativity starts working when our brain is relaxed. So when our body and brain, they are relaxed and we are not focused on something, then only at that time our brain turns on this creative mode. That's why this capture step is very important in content creation. Now that we've captured all these insights, observations, and we have some ideas in our notes or wherever we keep them, the second step is called to create. The way the create step works for me is that I choose one day during the week. Usually for me it's Mondays or Tuesdays, and I spend 1 or 2 hours creating ideas. How do I create those ideas? Basically, I take those observations, insights that I have kept in my notes app. I see which ideas seem interesting, which would be interesting for my audience, which would be interesting to create content about. So I pick several ideas for my content from that notes app. Something very important to note is that I personally post about 4 videos a week. So I choose 4 ideas from that list. But if you want to post 2 videos or 3 videos a week, then choose 2 or 3 ideas from your list of observations and insights. Once you've picked those ideas from your observations and insights list from your notes app, after that you start creating scripts. By scripts, I mean a text that you will be using for your content, the text that you will be saying out loud as you record your content, basically. And I know, especially at the beginning stages, creating scripts might seem hard, but I have some hacks for you. Basically, AI is super helpful. You could use ChatGPT, or I use Claude AI, which is very creative as well. And I use this prompt to ask ChatGPT or Claude to generate some scripts for me based on the ideas that I have from my insights. Of course, AIs are not the best when it comes to script creating, but AI is great for the baseline, because after that we can just take the script that AI generated and just tweak it, change it, and adjust to our own needs. So once we have those scripts, the texts that we're gonna use in our content, now we're ready to film. Now we're ready to go to step 3. Step 3 is complete. For complete, I choose another separate day a week. For example, for me, it's Wednesday after I have all those scripts ready to film, and I am ready to film the scripts. Something very important that I have noticed is when I try to create ideas and then film on the same day, that doesn't work for me, because when I create ideas, then my mind is in this creative state. So I don't really want to execute. I don't really want to do something, I don't want to put on my makeup, to dress up. I just want to focus on creating. And vice versa. When I am ready to film, then I don't want to be sitting and creating content and ideas, because my body is ready to execute, to act. That's why I always separate these 2 days. I have one separate day for creating scripts and the other day for filming. So I choose about 2 hours to film 4 ideas. You can choose 1 hour to film. If you have 2 or 3 ideas, 1 hour is enough. And then for me personally, I first set up everything. I clean my background, I put on my makeup, I dress up. So I set everything up. I prepare my microphone and etc. I check if everything is charged and etc. So I am fully ready to film. Then after I'm all set, I just take those scripts that I have generated with the help of AI, or not necessarily with the help of AI. So I take those texts and put them in front of me. And those scripts help me know the order of my ideas. Those scripts help me know what I'm gonna tell in my video. So in the past, I made this very huge mistake where I just improvised. I wouldn't have any scripts ready. I would just come up with the idea and start filming and start improvising during the video. And it honestly took longer time, because I would shoot one video and then I wouldn't like it because I would forget something, and then I would reshoot it, and that would happen tens of hundreds of times. And in the end, I would spend 3 to 4 hours. That's why the second stage, which was creating the scripts, is very important, because when we are on the day of filming, everything is ready. We don't have to create anything. We just look at the script and film. By the way, when you have scripts, you have 2 options. You can just read the script word by word and film your video. I mean, for example, you read one sentence, film it, you pause it. You read the second sentence, film it, you pause it. Or you can just use the script as some help for you to just know the order of your ideas. After you've filmed all your scripts, then the last step is just to edit them. By the way, especially when you're at the beginning stages of your content creation, I don't recommend professional editing. Light editing, like cutting unnecessary parts, working on the audio of your video, adding zoom in, zoom out, these are enough. And now by spending just 4 or 5 hours a week, you have few videos to post during the week. Now let's go back to everything we've discussed and let's look at it as the whole picture. So we talked about the CCC framework: capture, create, and complete. In the capture process, we basically write down all our insights, observations, ideas that come to our mind and keep them in one app. After that, when all these ideas and insights are ready the next week, we pick one day when we're going to create scripts for several ideas. If you want to create 2 videos a week, 2 ideas. Then if you want to create 3 or 4 videos a week, 3 or 4 ideas, and we create script for each idea. After that, we go to the stage which is called complete, where we basically film our script. And then the last step which is left is just editing our videos. If this strategy sounds interesting to you, then I want you to this week just capture all the insights and ideas you might have, and from the next week start creating scripts and filming and see if that works for you as well. If you like this video about my CCC framework, then please like the video or send it to somebody you think this video might be useful, and subscribe, because I'll be posting videos every week on how to create content and how to monetize your content as a teacher content creator. This was Iroda with you, and thank you so much for watching.